Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. Well, it looks like Republican Adam Kinzinger is now open to a ban on AR-15s. I have some quotes and what his plans could be coming up, so stay tuned. Now, if you guys are looking for a great way to support this channel, one of the best things you could do is hit that subscribe button and that little thumbs up. That would help me out quite a bit. Also, check out the sponsor of this channel, which is the USCCA. With your USCCA membership, you get self-defense liability insurance, where you call the number on the back of the card, a lawyer shows up to help you out, and they help you through the entire process. You get a magazine sent to your home, you get reciprocity maps, you get online education and training, and so much more. So check out the USCCA below. Okay, so we haven't really talked about Adam Kinzinger on this channel, and for good reason. Adam Kinzinger is a Republican out of the state of Illinois, and something like this does not surprise me whatsoever. As a matter of fact, I would expect it from him. What does surprise me, however, is that he's saying these things open in public, on the news, on the record, and if you ask me, in complete defiance to his actual constituency, who expected, a conservative. But instead, they got this. Let me go ahead and read the first quote here. Look, this is directly from Adam Kinzinger. Look, I have opposed a ban, fairly recently. I think I'm open to a ban now. Okay, that is one of his most recent quotes. So Mr. Republican conservative is openly saying he's open to a ban now. Now, keeping it within the same context of an outright ban, he also says this, quote, "It's going to depend on what it looks like, because there's a lot of nuances on what constitutes, certain things." Okay, true, absolute genius right there. So what he proposes is maybe this, okay? And again, I'm quoting here, extra license or extra training. So maybe we'll let people keep them or let people have them as long as they get extra training and have to get an extra license. To Mr. Adam Kinzinger, that would be a good kind of middle ground. Okay, so enough of the quotes. Let me go ahead and summarize this for you real quick. Kinzinger says he wasn't open to a ban before, so that was off the table for him, but now all of a sudden, in a matter of, a day or two, he's completely open to it. That's kind of what he's saying. And he's saying it in public. He wasn't open to a ban before. He was opposed to it, as a matter of fact. But now he's open to the prospect of a ban. Now, he knows that, his constituents, the people that actually voted for him, are not going to take very kindly to that. And so he kind of comes up with maybe a couple things that might go over a little bit easier, like extra training. I mean, who could argue with that, right? Or maybe extra certification or a special license in order to own one. So let me go ahead and put this in the context of, let's say, the First Amendment. This is something that I like to do in my videos. I like to take something that they're trying to do to the Second, apply it to the First, so that people can see how absolutely ridiculous it is. For instance, if you were to say to somebody, or, a congressperson was actually to say this, and they said to the news people, we are introducing a bill that requires an extra license and extra training in order for you to speak about elected representatives. So there's a lot of people out there right now in social media and on other platforms right now that are talking about our elected representatives, and we want to know who they are and to make sure that they're responsible enough in order to talk about us. And so we're going to make sure that we have that regulated by knowing who those people are and make sure that they're properly trained in order to speak freely about us to begin with. Once they receive their license, which I'm sure is going to involve some type of fee, and that license is obviously going to need to be renewed at some point, but once they do that, they can go ahead and speak freely about their elected officials. It's kind of like that. It sounds absolutely ridiculous, right? Well, here's the thing. They're supposed to be equal, right? We have 10 rights in the Bill of Rights, and they're all supposed to be equally as important. Even if you don't, practice one of them in your day-to-day life, and, they're just there, maybe you don't ever even need to use it. It's there. It's just as important. That doesn't matter. But again, if you sometimes take something that they're trying to do and you apply it to other rights, you can kind of see through the ridiculousness of it. And this is absolute ridiculousness. Now, here's the thing. What worries me is that if one person is willing to speak out, regardless of whether or not, it's obviously going to affect them being reelected, the worry is that it will continue to go down the line, right? And you'll see other people who before were, maybe hidden rhinos, right? They weren't, complete rhinos in public, in private, obviously, completely. But now they're going to start shedding their skin a little bit, and you're going to start seeing who they really are, and that's when you're going to realize that nobody actually has our best interests at heart. And that, I think, is what could come of this. You're going to see a lot of people who you thought were on your side or on the conservative side or for smaller government, less government overreach, and so forth. You're going to start seeing them essentially come out of the closet. Now, like I said before, I kind of expected this out of Kinzinger, so that's why it doesn't really surprise me all that much. And I also get that politicians do tend to speak out of both sides of their mouth, right? One side says something, the other side says the other thing, and you never know which side to believe, right? And that's why politicians are like the least trusted people on the planet, and that's why Congress has such a low approval rating right now, is because of, trust issues. So I'm curious to see how many people actually follow in his footsteps, because that gives us information. Information is knowledge. Knowledge equals power. We take that little bit of nugget of information to the voting booth, and we can make our choices based off of that. So I'm curious to see how this goes, but like I always say, it doesn't matter what they say or how they vote. I have my rights, and my rights existed prior to it being written down on paper. So that is pretty much the end of the story for me. I want to thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe. You guys have a great day.